online now? Am I online now? Okay. Okay, now I'm online. Right? Okay. If anybody can hear me out there, please say hello. I'll just wait a few more minutes, I guess. Actually, just wanted to talk to you guys and tell you guys that what's up, everybody? Okay, I tried this like 3 times today with my laptop and it wasn't working because I guess my laptop is too old and slow. So I just wanted to chat with you guys. I'm doing something new on this channel. Doing like live stream, kind of like a Q&A or like a discussion, I guess. Me and my partner Cruz, we're gonna do it tomorrow, 11 a.m. We're gonna start doing live streams, just to probably just like Bible study or whatever, and like Q&A or like world events, like kind of like a podcast kind of, where we take in people's comments or whatever, and we just like a discussion. Starting, it's going to be Mondays, 11 a.m. So hopefully we can get that done. Or we can hopefully it's turn out really good. But anyway, how is everybody doing today? Let me share this live stream. Hold on. Just gotta share the live stream. How do I do this? Sorry guys, I don't know this thing. Okay, that's good. We're rolling. I'll put this here. Wait a minute. Oh, this is not good. I'm failing already. That's what we do, right? Human beings, we fail over and over again. Oops. All right. Okay. Stop being such a failure, Jan. Okay. This is not good. Okay. Now I can see myself and I can see the live chat. Hopefully someone talks. think I've been. Alright, I've been live for about 5 minutes. So yeah, I just wanted to I just wanted to let you guys know about tomorrow, Monday, 11 a.m. We're gonna be doing again, live stream, um, taking people's comments and just doing a discussion with everybody. Tomorrow we're gonna be talking about me and Alex. If you guys have been following some of the videos, me and Alex did a live stream last week, Monday, same time, 11 a.m. And we were talking about the new Earth, old Earth, whatever it is. But tomorrow, Michael says, what's the topic for tomorrow? The topic is going to be un I guess unbiblical things that that lead people to Christ. Like I don't know, like someone could have been playing with like sorcery, and then that kind of led them to Christ. We just want to see people's stories. We just want to interact with you guys and see what you guys' stories are. Um, with me, I'm not gonna say too much, but with me, a long time ago, I thought God was a tyrant, and that led me to studying the Bible. And I thought he was a tyrant because he's gonna send people to hell for forever, and people are gonna be burning in hell forever or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a mean God. And it kind of led me into investigating and studying the Bible and seeing what God truly is, and what his character truly is. But I'm not gonna say too much right now. I'm just gonna tell you guys that stay tuned for tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. We're gonna be talking about that, and we want to get people's perspectives, because there are some things that are unbiblical that people believe in that actually led them to Christ. Um, and there's some weird things also. There are some weird stories from a couple of my friends saying that they found God through this mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, not the movie, but the cartoon or whatever. I don't know how that happened, but we just want to get people's perspective, um, because we want to see how everything leads to, not everything, but like how unbiblical things lead to people turning to Christ, and we want to get people's testimonies. So we're gonna do this every Monday, different topics every Monday, 11 a.m. And also, if you guys are in the Chicago area, if you guys want to come in and do a podcast with us, and just to get an interview and get your guys' testimony, come through in Chicago, or if ever there's a time where I'll be somewhere, because sometimes I travel around, and I'll land in your city one day, and we can meet up and do a podcast and do a live stream, and we can get your testimony or whatever. You know what I mean? We just want to share testimonies here. That's what we want to do, because I feel like I know testimonies are great. Michael is from Florida. I'm actually gonna go to Orlando sometime soon, maybe in a few months. So if you're in that area, we can come and get your testimony, and we can show it here on this channel that I am maintaining. I think that's about it. What do you guys want to talk about? I know it's late, and there's not a lot of people online, and it's a Sunday, so I guess I chose the wrong day to do this in the wrong time. but I just want to get, I just want to know everybody's questions. Like if there's any questions that you guys want us to to touch up on like a podcast or like a live stream or whatever, let me know. You guys know my Facebook, right? Facebook.com/ATTILAKAKAROTT.SE. I know that's kind of, it's kind of a long. Geo says he has a question. What's the question? I might not answer it fully today. We might, we might have that question like in a, like a hat or something. We just pull it out of a hat or whatever. Salvation. We don't get enough preaching about Jesus nor salvation. Yeah, no, we don't get enough. I mean, we do get preaching about Jesus, but it's like cotton candy. You guys get what I'm saying? It's not the real. It's not the real like deep. It's not the Bible study. You know, deep Bible study about Jesus. We get those from time to time, but I think mainstream Christianity is saturated with like fluff, and that's not good. Um, I'm still waiting on Geo for Geo's question, but yeah, Jesus and salvation. I think it's interesting, man, because I've been studying about that. I've been studying about that for a long time. And Jesus and salvation has a lot to do with faith, and a lot of people don't know what faith truly means. And a lot of people believe that faith is just believing in Christ, that he exists. But there's more. There's actually more to that. There's actually more to that. There's actually more to the death of Jesus Christ than people believe. If you really dig into the Bible. Geo says I had a dream. Which message was Jesus? What? I had a dream. Which message was Jesus isn't coming until he has his colors? What does colors mean in biblical term? Colors. The only thing I can think of colors mean a lot in biblical terms. There's a lot of symbology when it comes to colors. Like scarlet means sin. Red means sin, and red is also the blood of Christ. If you guys remember that they had to what's her name, Rahab, had to put a scarlet colored or a red colored scarf on top of her a window or door, so that she would be saved, so that they won't kill her when they attack Jerusalem. I mean, not Jerusalem, Jericho. If you guys remember that. There's also the rainbow, when Jesus said when God made a covenant with Noah, and he said he's made Noah a promise that he's not gonna flood the earth again, and the rainbow is the sign that he's not gonna flood the earth anymore. There's Joseph's robe, the colorful robe that he wore. So there's a lot of meanings for color. The color blue, if you guys don't know, if you guys study this, the color blue, they had to put in the Old Testament, Israel had to put a blue, what do you call it, like sash or whatever, in the bottom of their robes, and it indicates the Ten Commandments. Because the Ten Commandments was written on the 2 tables of stone. Originally, the 2 tables of stone was sapphire stone. If you guys look in Exodus, like somewhere in Exodus 30, somewhere there, was it Exodus 30? Somewhere in Exodus, it says that there was 2 paved stones, sapphire stones, and that's where God wrote the 10 Commandments, and it was blue. Sapphire is blue, and then later on, I think it's in Leviticus or Deuteronomy, God said to put a blue, like a blue ribbon on the bottom of the robe of their robes, so that when they look in it, so that when they look at it, it reminds them of the Ten Commandments, because the Ten Commandments was written on sapphire blue, uh, sapphire stone. So there's a lot. Purple means royalty. Gold and silver. I forgot what I forgot. There's so many symbols with colors. Um, Michael says, yes, you hit it on the head. What I meant is a lot of teaching on prosperity ministry. And do you believe in Holy Communion, or should I say, your intake on communion? There's a biblical communion. There's a biblical communion, and there is the other communion that people have perverted. The biblical communion is you guys remember the Last Supper, um, where they had to wash each other's feet. I think before that they had to wash. They had to do foot washing, and the foot washing was to symbolize that they're being humble. They're serving their brothers or sisters. Um, brother serving brother, really. So it's a sign of humility. Back then they walked with sandals, and it was dirty, right? You get your you get your feet dirty, and so when you walk inside someone's house, it's really a sign of humility and service when you wash someone's foot. And then the other guy washes that person's feet also, and it's that happens first, and then the supper, right? When the breaking of the bread, and the drinking of the wine, and Jesus says, "Do this in remembrance of me." I think he said, "Do this every time you guys get together." So it was supposed to be every time we get together, we do it. But some people pervert that, and some people, um, I don't want to name any names, or I don't want to name any entities, but I'm just gonna say it. The Roman Catholic Church, they perverted that the communion service, because they say that when they break the bread, that God, or that Jesus Christ, that's Jesus Christ's actual flesh, like actual body, and then we're actually eating his flesh. But when Jesus said, "Eat my flesh," who is Jesus? Jesus is the Word, and when you eat his flesh, you're eating the Word. You're actually You're actually taking in the Word, which is the Bible, right? The Word of God. That's what it means. He didn't mean cannibalism, right? And then um, when the Roman Catholic Church does the wine thing, it's actual wine, like it's actual fermented wine, like with alcohol in it, and that's not what the wine that Jesus used. The wine that Jesus used is fresh wine. It's grape juice, and so people have perverted that. Um, why is God in the Old Testament scary? I get this a lot. Why is God in the Old Testament scary? Is because I feel like, and this is just my opinion, just reading the Old Testament. I feel like we asked, or the Old Testament Israelites kind of asked God to be scary. They didn't follow him. They didn't follow his voice. They didn't whatever God commanded. Because when God says if you do this you're gonna die, it's a serious thing. We should take it seriously, right? And it's because He gave us life. He can rightfully take it away. And it has a lot to do with faith. It has a lot to do with faith, because when God says, when God told Adam and Eve, if you eat this fruit on that day, or actually he only told Adam, when you eat this fruit on that day you will die. And he didn't die that day though. When they ate the fruit, he didn't die that day. A lamb died that day, because it says that God made tunics of skin to clothe them. And so people don't take it seriously. I guess the Old Testament Israelites, they didn't take it seriously when God said that you're gonna die when you do this, and they didn't take it seriously, man. So they God had to show them, they had to show them through the Lamb first. That, this is what's gonna happen if you don't follow my voice, right? But they just kept being disobedient. So, and I think the Old Testament God is not as scary as the Revelation God. The Revelation God is a lot more scarier than the Old Testament God. But the Revelation God it's not scary to me. It is scary kind of, but it's more like it's our response. We're disobedient people, so we deserve to die, right? But Jesus took that punishment for us. So we should love Christ and obey God, because he took that punishment for us already anyway. And I don't know why people are so disobedient. I mean, we're just naturally sinful. So to me, the New Testament, the Revelation God is a little bit more scarier than the Old Testament God. Okay. Grizzly says hi. What's up? What's up, Grizzly? Sorry for being so persistent, but how would you interpret the message in my dream? How would I? I can I can't really interpret messages. I only The Bible says in Genesis. You guys remember when Joseph was talking to the two, was it the two servants of the Pharaoh, and the two servants had a dream, and Joseph said, "Who can interpret the dream but God alone?" So if you're looking for an interpretation, I can't interpret the dream for you. But if you look in the Bible, if you study colors in the Bible, you might get your interpretation. You might study it, pray about it. You might get your interpretation. I can pray about it right now, and I can pray before I go to bed, and then I'll message you if I get a Bible verse or whatever, or God shows me a Bible verse or whatever to tell you. But as far as interpreting it myself, I can't interpret anybody's dreams. That's God's job, and if God shows me the interpretation, then I'll tell you. But right now, I can't interpret anything. Kevin Case, what's up? This guy. Grizzly says, "I love your song Deep Water remix." Thank you very much. That's actually my, I don't know. I might do some more songs. I'm actually I'm actually doing more songs. I have two other songs, but I don't know if I want to put them out. I'll see. Michael says, "Why have the Sabbath moved to Sunday? The sixth day was Friday. Can you shine a little more light on this topic? And I want to connect with you for studies. I've been following you for a year. You are Your message cut off. I don't know what that says. The Sabbath was moved to Sunday, not by God. It was moved to Sunday by men. So Sunday is not the true Sabbath. The Sabbath, everybody knows that the Sabbath is Saturday, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's the true Sabbath. If you go around the world, they call Saturday Sabbath. In the Philippines, and in the Philippines, in Spanish, we call it Sabado. That's Saturday. In Russian, I think they call it Subota or whatever. Jewish or Hebrew Shabbat. So if you go around the world, Sabbath is has always been Saturday. The one who changed the person or the entity who changed that was the Roman Catholic Church. Actually, it started with Constantine. Constantine was the one that changed, well, brought about the change of the Sabbath being Sunday, because he wanted to unite the pagan world and the Christian world, um, and have them worship on both Sabbath and Sunday. But then, after a while, nobody kept, well, not nobody, but not many people kept the Sabbath, and they started keeping Sunday, and that's why the Sabbath was changed by men. It wasn't changed. It was more like they thought they can change it. And in Daniel 7, there is a prophecy that says this entity will think to change times and laws. And funny thing is that the only law that is also a time is the Sabbath. I know this question from Pop Pop It Pop Pop It in second. I think I'm saying that right? I know this question will be ignored, but do believe in everything what Helen G. White. Do you believe in everything Helen G. White says? A lot of things that I've read from her, actually everything that I've read from her, like from the Great Controversy, has been happening so far. So yes, I do believe it. Like it says in the Great Controversy, she says that the Protestants in America will reach over to Romanism, and Catholicism, and that's actually happening right now. The Protestants are reaching over to Romanism and Catholicism, and you can see that with what just happened recently, a couple months ago in Sweden, when the Pope announced that the protest was over or something like that, and I think they signed a document saying that the protest is over, and that's Protestantism reaching out to Catholicism. That's one thing. That's another thing is when she said that it was I think she was talking about the French Revolution. I'm not sure. Actually, I forgot what she said. But she said that everything that I've read so far from her writings are biblically true, and and like the prophecies that when she interprets the prophecies, or when she uses the Bible to actually interpret the prophecies, and she says these prophecies like it's like an actual like matter of fact thing. It actually is like the like that one example about the Protestantism reaching out to Romanism. That's actually happening right now, and there's other things that she said about like there's other things that she said. Oh, man, I was just studying this the other day. I just forgot what it was, but yeah, I do believe everything that I've read from her so far is coming to pass. Everything that I've read from her so far is true. Like you can find that in the Bible. Geo says, thank you. It would be awesome if you find out more about what it might mean and message me. Yeah, I mean, I'll pray about it and see. I can't guarantee that God is gonna tell me the interpretation, because I'm not a I don't see myself as a prophet. So, but hey, if fervent prayer and study, maybe He'll give you the answer. Danny says, hi Attila, I really like your video on the Sabbath a little while ago and about the history of the Roman Catholic Church. Hope you are well. God bless you. I'm well. I actually I had like high blood pressure last week, but I've been getting healthier. So hopefully everything is well with my body. And that's another thing that we need, that I want to talk to you guys about, is about the health message. And I believe that God wants us to be healthy, and A lot of us, even as Christians, are not as healthy as we should be. You know. Michael says you are consistent in your studies. I see your love for God, God's grace and blessing of prophecy and understanding. Yeah, I kind of have to be consistent with the studies. I mean, God gave me this platform to spread the message to you guys and to other people and even to atheists and people that I see in the streets or when I'm out. I try to spread the message. And I kind as a Christian, we kind of have to be consistent, because if we are not, if there's a question from someone that kind of that we don't know how to answer, um, it could make or break us. It could make or break that person's faith. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't study fervently, if we don't like really deeply study what we truly believe, um, and then atheists and look at us, and I know atheists that study the Bible more than I do, but he studies it with a twisted mind and a twisted view, and I'm surprised that he knows a couple things that I didn't know. And so that's why we have to be consistent. We have to study the Bible, and we have to always be in connection with God, because you never know. You might get that challenge from an atheist, and then he'll laugh at you for not knowing what he knows, and then it'll make you question your faith. So it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing because then you're questioning your faith and you'll study it more, and it could also be a bad thing because then that atheist is laughing at us, or someone who is trying to be a Christian, then kind of fails or falls out of it because we don't know how to answer something. And if we don't know how to answer something, we can't just we can't be mad about it. You gotta tell them. We gotta be honest and say, I don't know the answer to that, and I'll study some more and see what I can find. But I think yeah, we do need to be consistent, and we do need to be connected with God, and so that when we do present to someone who is a baby